So hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Nia Lewis. My channel is devoted to makeup, beauty, very recently weight loss, pretty much anything that's like on my mind at the moment. I'm just gonna make a video about, okay? So if you don't know, on December 21st, I got vertical sleeve gastritis. VSG surgery. I'm just going to say that because I always get tongue-tied when I come across the name. I got VSG surgery. I am 47 days post-op. I have lost, as of last Saturday, I weigh myself every Saturday. As of last Saturday, I have lost, I think it was 36 or 37 pounds. I'm hoping to lose 50 pounds by May, but we'll see how that goes. I just got back into the gym yesterday. It was my first day back because I emailed my doctor, and this one here is gonna get on my nerves. Sorry, y'all. But I just emailed my doctor and I got the okay to go to the gym. So I recently started working out again, and yeah, so this video is just going to be about the whole process because I know that everybody goes through a different process. So I'm just going to be sharing my process with you guys just because I get asked, what can I do to get started with the process? Because nobody really knows how to get started. And I completely understand. I wasn't too familiar on how to get started either. So yeah, so if you see me look over here, I literally have a date and time of all my appointments like right here on my computer for me to be able to see. So if you see me like looking down at that direction, that's so I can see like the date and time. First, to start out, I just want to give some tips. So just some tips to know. Always be nice to your doctors and all the people in the medical field. I'm not saying that anybody will be mean, but just be nice to them because they're in control on when you'll get your surgery, how quick you'll get into the office for your appointments, how long you will be waiting. Like your nurses, your practitioners, your surgeon, and the receptionist, especially the receptionist, and especially your case manager. I don't know if everybody has a case manager, but I had like a great case manager, and basically we told her our situation. And we said, you know, we only have a certain amount of time to do this. Can we do it or not? Let us know. And she was like, okay, we can definitely do this. We're going to get your appointment in this day, this day, this day, and you need to make the time. So that's the second tip. Tip number 2, be very flexible and open to any times. Because if you really want the surgery, you should be able to miss classes. In my circumstance, miss work, which I know nobody wants to miss out on money, but if you're really dedicated to getting the surgery and you want to get it at a certain timeline or have a time period, you want to get it, you will do what it has to take to get the surgery. Tip number 3, listen to your surgeon. I should have made this a tip video, but I'm not. But listen to the practitioners, the doctors, the surgeons. Listen to everything they have to say because they know best. If they're telling you don't lose any weight, which I'll get to that in a minute, don't lose any weight. If they're telling you don't gain any weight, don't gain any weight. Like, this is not a game. Like, every time I think about that don't lose, don't gain thing, I think of my 600-pound life, how the doctor's always telling them you need to lose 30 pounds in this month, and they always gain, and they think it's a joke, and then he's like, no, you're not getting surgery now. So just do that. Don't listen to what your friends are saying or what you're thinking in your mind, like, oh, that pizza would sound really good right now if your doctor said you're on a pre-op diet and you're liquids only. Even though I cheated on my diet, but, you know, ain't nobody snitched, so I gotta prove. But, yeah, so listen to your doctor's instructions, be flexible, and be respectful. Just have common decency and just be a good human being. Like, it's not much to say please and thank you, and just be nice to people because these people are in charge of your health. Like, you don't want to make them mad. Like, you don't want to be rude to them. It's just be a decent human being. That's all. So that's my little spiel for this process before I tell you the whole approval process. So to get approved, basically you have to do a number of things, like check off on a checklist a number of things in order to be approved. So the first thing for my requirement was I had to go to a information session. So basically at this information session, it's like any information session you'll go through for college or like recruitments. It's an information session. So you go in, you find out what the surgery is, how long the process will take, different insurances that are accepted, what to expect before, after, and during. And then there's your surgeons there. Well, a surgeon there. Whether you pick that surgeon or not, I ended up picking that surgeon who was at the information session. But whether you pick that surgeon or not, it's up to you. And basically, they're there to answer any questions you have or concerns you have prior to getting surgery. So after that information session, they tell you, you know, here's some paperwork to fill out. We'll email you, or you can give us a call to schedule your first appointment. So my doctor's office required 3 nutrition appointments, which basically I just went into the appointments and I met with my nutritionist, slash dietitian, the surgeon, and a nurse practitioner. So the surgeon would just come in and talk to me about the surgery wise. Like, so why do you want this surgery? Well, the first appointment, that's what he asked me. He's like, why do you want this surgery? And you can answer those questions that you feel you need to answer because it's all personal. Why you want the surgery? You know, what diets have you tried? Blah, blah, blah. The surgeon really doesn't talk to you about much. The nurse practitioner asks you health things, like past health things, like do you have a history of diabetes in your family, heart disease, etc., etc., things that have to do with obesity. They'll ask you if you have obesity that runs in your family too. And then the dietitian, she asks about your food and how your food and eating habits are. So there are 3 different categories. Just surgery, it's just strictly the surgeon. The dietitian is just strictly food and weight management and eating. And then the nurse practitioner is just health-wise. So, yeah, so that's what I did the first appointment. So my office visit was on August 14th. That was my first visit. And this whole process for me took around 3 months. It usually takes 6 months for people, but I was ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. Like, get in there, get it going. Let's get this going. I want this surgery now. So, August 14th, I had my first required appointment. September 14th, I had my second office visits. And it was pretty much the same thing. What they told me was because my BMI was right at the line, they were like, don't lose any weight. Like, I had health concerns that made me eligible, but my weight just wasn't as high as my health concerns, if that makes sense. So, they just told me don't lose any weight, which I was not trying to lose weight, but I ended up eventually losing weight throughout the process. So I lost like a good 5 to 6 pounds before I even started my pre-op diet, just from like daily living situations. So I don't know how that happened or why that happened, because now I'm struggling to lose weight, but when I wasn't trying, it was like, okay, you need to stop this. Like, you're about to get under the 40 BMI. Like, let's get this going. So the requirement is that you either need to have a 35 or above 35 or above BMI with 2 health concerns, or a 40 BMI with no health concerns. So yeah, when I first started the process, didn't think I had any health concerns, so I was like, that's gonna be fine. Like, I'll probably have the 40 BMI and not have any health concerns. But as we ran tests and stuff, we realized that I did have health concerns. So either way, if my BMI did get under 40, I still could have qualified with the health conditions, which are heart disease, diabetes, pains in joints, hypertension, which I'm saying to you, but I'm not 100% sure what it is, fatty liver, and there's some other ones. You guys can Google them and see. I'll see if I can find like a source for that and like add a link below. But back to the timeline. My third office visit was, well, I had an office visit with you have to get a clearance from your physician. My physician, I didn't have one. So I didn't have a physician that recommended me for the surgery or anything. So I had to meet with one of their physicians that they had at the facility where I got my surgery through. So I had to meet with their physician and get a clearance. They ran some tests on me and seen that my heart just looked like I was breathing a little funny to them. So they were like, we're going to send you to a cardiologist to get tests ran. So while some people would be like 3 visits, my 3 visits turned into like 5 and 6 just because I had to get all this extra testing done. So I had to get on a treadmill and they like hooked all these machines up on me and I was like running on it and like getting my breath, like my heart rate up and like exercising pretty much just to see if my heart rate was good. So that added 2 appointments onto my whole like list of appointments. So those appointments were on November 1st and November 27th. So on the 1st, I did the whole, like the test. And then on the 27th, they just told me, you know, you're approved. Like, I'm approving you for that. So basically, it was just the cardiologist be like, yeah, I'm approving you based on my judgment that your heart will be able to handle surgery, because that's the whole reason for the test, just to make sure my heart can handle the surgery. So he is like, you know, I think surgery would be really successful for you and really will benefit you, so I'm approving you after those tests. You have to get blood work done, which I did through their people, so that was another appointment right there, which was on November 16th. So that was an office visit appointment on November 16th to get my blood work done. And then I had to travel. Like, so another thing is, if you're trying to get this done quick, you have to be willing to do multiple appointments in one day. So on December 17th, I hope this is making sense to you guys. I really do. Because I'm just thinking now that it may not be making sense. But my 3 required visits were on August 14th, September 14th, and November 16th. On October 11th, and October 11th, I had like clearance appointments with a physician just to make sure I was good. November 1st and November 27th were cardiology appointments. One was for testing, one was to tell me my results. December 4th, I had to do multiple appointments in one day for a pre-op. No, December 4th, I'm sorry. December 4th, my doctors just wanted to check on me just to make sure everything was right, because they knew that I was doing all these extra tests. So they were like, we just want to make sure you're good. You're still for it. You know, you're still confident in this. Like, don't let all these hurdles kind of get you down, because like I said, I had way more appointments than like the usual person. December 14th was my last appointment I had before my, December 17th. Sorry. December 17th was my last appointment I had before my surgery. They were 4 appointments in one day. I met with my surgeon, my nurse practitioner. I did blood work, my last time of doing blood work, and I did a I did something else. I forget what. Oh, I did a pre-surgery group session, which were all the groups, like all the people in that group. Prior to the first group I did was people interested in surgery. This group was people who already got approved, had a date and everything. So basically this meeting was telling us what to expect during surgery, even more in depth than what we already knew. How long the healing process was, what we could and couldn't eat, how we could enter the hospital, and how we were going to exit the hospital before and after surgery. Just last minute important things that you need to know. So it was a very informative meeting, and I had to go, but I'm glad I did go. Like, I probably would have went if it wasn't like something I had to do anyway. So that's what that December 17th appointment was. Also, I forgot to mention, I hope this video isn't jumping around so much, you guys. I hope you understand. I will put a timeline below in like writing of how this whole thing went. December 4th, I had a psychology visit, which is very, very important. I don't think, like, when I see videos about this, I think a lot of people seem to forget the psychology appointment. The psychology appointment is basically just making sure your mind is well enough for this surgery, because this surgery is a big step and it is a big life-changing surgery. So you need to have the right mindset. So I'm not going to say they're checking to see if you're crazy, but they're checking to see that if when you get the surgery, you can be productive in life after surgery, and you're not going to be constantly thinking about this and allowing this to change your life completely, like your mindset. Like, they just want you to have a healthy mindset when it comes to going into surgery, and make sure you have good coping mechanisms. I had a death in my family very recent, so when I got the surgery, was going through the process. So she just wanted to make sure, my psychologist wanted to make sure that, like, I was going to be able to cope with grief and this surgery at the same time, because it's so much. And I'm not the type of person that really is into therapy and psychology. So, and I told her that straight up. I was like, I don't do the whole therapy and psychology thing. So don't take it as me being like, I don't like you. It's just not the way I am. So, me and her, like, we talked. We were really, like, had a good connection when we talked. So she did approve me for surgery on December 4th. So I got all the approvals I needed by December 17th. December 17th, I got all the approvals I needed. My insurance was playing games. That's like a whole nother story for a whole nother day, because that could be a whole 40-minute video of my insurance. They didn't approve me until like December 10th. Like, and my people kept telling them, you need to approve her, you need to approve her, like, we need to get this going. Like, they had to approve me twice, which I'm gonna say is a whole nother story. Those insurance, that's the hardest part. Their approval is like the hardest part, and it's kind of like annoying, because you could go through this whole process for 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, a year, and then they'll be like, yeah, you're not getting it, we didn't approve you. So it's like, that's sucky, and that's terrible, but that's the reality. I mean, nothing you can do about it. Been there, done that. Like, I'm over it at this point. The insurance part just made me so mad. So that's as much as I'm going to say about that. Had my surgery on the 21st, and I did my last video all about that. January 8th, I had my first post-op visit. They basically looked at my incisions, asked me how I was eating, suggested changes I should make, suggested things I should improve on, and then they said they would meet me again in another month. I have another appointment, my next appointment, February 26th, and then after that, I think the next appointment is like 6 months out, I want to say, either 3 months or 6 months out. So that's how the whole appointment thing looks from start to finish. If you guys have any questions, just ask them below. Like, I will definitely answer them. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video. I hope it wasn't confusing. Like, I feel like for me it made sense because I went through it, but for you it may not make sense because you didn't go through it. I had, like I said, 3 visits that needed to happen. Like, they were required visits. There was 1 visit that was to get all my final testing done. The last visit, that's pretty much required too, but what the time you have it all depends on your doctor. Surgery, of course, that's the required visit too. Testing is all required, but testing can be done on your time, and I feel like my testing would have went easier if I had a physician. So I just think I'm one of those weird people that doesn't have a primary physician. I haven't seen a physician prior to surgery in like a year, so that's probably not a good thing, but it's just like time just goes by so fast. But I didn't even realize I hadn't seen a physician that long. So yeah, but if you have a primary physician, I feel like this process will go a lot smoother for you. I just feel like I didn't have a primary physician, which caused me to be doing a lot of extra steps that my primary physician should have did. But like I said, I didn't have one. But that about wraps up this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'll be coming back with more VSG videos very soon. So like, subscribe, and comment, and make sure you follow me on Twitter at Annihilator and on Instagram, Nia Khalees. And I'll be back with more, guys.